It's
Uh-oh.
got us messed up. It's
That
all.
don't look like me.
It's all right. We'll get it fixed. Let's get it fixed too. What's up, everybody? Let's get it fixed real quick. Yeah, there we go. All right. Now I got to get gamers straight. Y'all got to be able to see him. Well, at least see his picture.
I don't want anybody falling in love with my face.
Let's get him straight real quick here. All right, we need that. Let's get that straight. Y'all watching some behind the scenes stuff right now.
Let me pull some stuff up on my laptop here. This computer's so old. Oh, okay, let's see.
All right, there we go. All right, I think we straight now.
That looks a little bit more like me.
Look a
I can
little bit
handle that.
more like the both of us. Somebody said they want to see the mouse instead.
Oh, wow!
Wow. So y'all
Mousy
want
is
to see
on
Mousy,
sabbatical
huh?
right now. Man, it's
Hey,
at a cheese convention in Wisconsin. Leave
listen,
Mousy alone.
leave that man alone. What's going on though, everybody? Al Ingram the third here. We are bad gamers. We should be joined by Rain Man soon. But we back though. Mission to Mars. It's been a minute, gamers.
Yeah, it's been quite some time. We had hoped to get this all ready to go up and running for the start of the season, and man, like you said, and like I had a freaking off season from hell. I mean,
Mm.
I moved halfway across the country. We're still unpacking. I'm taking care of my baby. Excuse me. I'm taking care of my sister's baby, like 12 hours a day. So I haven't had any time to work on anything Mission to Mars related. I'm barely getting time to help you out with the game plans, but we're here now.
Hey, it's all good. It's
So
good to be in the booth with my main man,
yeah, man, it's
my
a pleasure.
dude,
It's always fun.
But hey, look, we got a good show for y'all today. First time streaming on GSB Twitch. So this means a lot right now. Shout out to Nighthawk and Brent for making this possible. But let's go ahead and let's get into it, man. Let's cue the video for the
Do it.
recaps and let's get into it. You ready, gamers?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right, here we go. So let's get right into it for the week, man. So starting with the first game of the week, we had Kentucky and Virginia, with Kentucky winning 115-72. I'm gonna let you start it off, gamers. What you think of that game, man?
Whew, I think I called this game, or I remember watching it. Yes, this was the Abomination game by Virginia. They just could not get anything going. I definitely reached out to Aaron Hughes after the game and just gave him some words of encouragement because I know he's trying everything he can over there.
Mhm.
It's tough, and now Virginia, they don't have, it's no longer the Spider era in Virginia.
Yeah.
But you got to give kudos to Kentucky. Kentucky is, I don't know why people aren't talking about Kentucky more. Kentucky and has a better record than Baltimore right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is talking. Nobody's talking about Kentucky. Nobody's talking about Kobe Johnson. Nobody's talking about Kentucky. Josh 2.0, Josh Young 2.0. Nobody is talking about Kentucky except us right now. So let me put it out there right now. Kentucky's the truth. That's all
Hey,
I gotta say.
let me tell you, Kentucky looked real good during this game. Scotty B. Peeping, 22 points in the game, shot 70% from the field. You know, he led the way. Kobe Johnson with 19 points. He shot 50%. Dime Hardaway 88%. Only one of two players from Kentucky who shot 100% from the 3-point line that game. So Kentucky is rolling right now, if you ask me.
Kentucky is rolling.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
As far as Baltimore, I mean not Baltimore. As far as Virginia, I think they're gonna bounce back. They're 1-6 right now in the season, at the bottom of the Midwest rankings. They I believe they're gonna bounce back. Hey Rayman, do you have access to the broadcast booth?
Oh yeah, he might not have access. We got to figure out how to get him in here.
Ah yeah.
I can pull up Twitch.
He does.
Comments.
Okay. Do you have access to ABQ's Discord?
I have to send him an invite to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me.
Let's
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when we come for you, Rain?
Hey, gamers, let's switch over to ABQ's broadcast booth, and let's get Rayman invited into there. So we're gonna have to switch it up for the show. So we probably won't have our nice background that y'all used to seeing for this one, but it's all good though. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the switch right now, and I'll meet you over there, gamers.
All right, yes, sir.
All right. All right, but going back to what I was saying here about Virginia, they're at the bottom. There he is. All right.
You left me. Okay.
I'm sorry, man. Let me make sure our stuff is still good. No, it is not. So let me make another room real quick.
All right.
Give me 1 second, y'all. Apologize for the inconvenience. But these things happen, and we gotta roll with it. We gotta roll with it the best way we can, and that's what we doing. There he is.
Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rain Man has entered the chat.
What up?
What up, Rain Man? How you doing, man?
This is why I love the GSP, man. I get to talk to Rain Man on a Saturday. This is perfect.
Oh man, hey, it don't get no better than this.
It don't get no better than this at all. Hey, I'm gonna share my screen so you can see what I'm looking at too. But we were just talking about Kentucky and Virginia's game, with Virginia losing 115-72. What was your thoughts on that game?
Man, Kentucky is rolling. I mean, they are out the gates and taking off right now. Dime Hardaway got this team going in the direction that he's been looking for probably since season 1. Mm-hmm. So, my intake on this game, if you can't stop them from the perimeter, then you're not really gonna beat them, because they can beat you either way, perimeter, or they can beat you inside. Because their inside game was working just as well as their outside game.
Exactly, and I definitely agree from that standpoint. I mean, they made 12 3-pointers and then points in the paint. They scored 58 points in the paint. So this team is so versatile, and I'm just liking the direction they're going in this season, especially after the season that they had last year.
Yeah, they're a scary team in my opinion, because like Raymond was saying, they can beat you so many different ways, inside, outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
they have slashers. They got the not even just slashers, but like the perfect kind of slashers that can. It's a scary thought to have to go against them. Right. Thinking about take them in a 5-6 game series, that would 7-game series.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't think I want to see Kentucky in no 7-game series.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Nah.
They would kind of remind you of a season 1 Vice City.
Mm-hmm.
You might get them once, but then they can adjust and beat you a whole different way down. Oh man, that's scary.
Yeah.
Whew. So
Hey.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Kentucky as the #1 team in the power rankings when Riggins and Jarris do the power rankings. I wouldn't be surprised to see them up there because that was an eye-opening performance in my opinion. Because Virginia, they got some work to do, but still to get beat down that way, I mean, it just seemed like they couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I definitely think they're gonna find their way for sure. Aaron Hughes, he's a great guy. He's been a part of a couple of things that I've done. And I know he's gonna find his way. It might be a little rocky right now for their team, but he's definitely gonna find his way. And Virginia's gonna be a powerhouse for sure.
No, I agree.
When they do.
I agree.
I give Virginia another 2 seasons before they get their stuff all the way right. My intake on them, I believe they wanted it so bad to get out the gates season 2
Yeah.
that they gave away too much.
Yeah.
And now they got to regain a lot of stuff back to now build on what they're supposed to build on.
Exactly. It's like they built their team just to rebuild as soon as they traded Ricky Spider away.
Yeah. I still don't really understand that Ricky Spider trade, but I guess he might have wanted out, or maybe they thought they could get assets for him just to start a rebuild, but I don't know. I mean, but if they're happy, I'm happy for them.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, I'm not happy for them. I'm saying it's been like 3 games in a row. They had it rough.
Yeah.
And it sucks because we all know Aaron Hughes personally, and we know how great of a guy he is, and we know the amount of work he puts in. And it's just kind of like it's kind of like he's trying to get as much as he can out of the team. It's just you got that talent gap there. That just it sucks, and there's not much you can do about it. Until you get some of your guys on your team to get better production, then you can start trying to trade them off to get something back. But right now, you'll get a bag of Doritos and a Mountain Dew for some of these guys. That's no disrespect to them. It's just he needs to sit down and have a talk with some of them and be like, hey, you can be a really, really good player in this league. You just got to put in the work.
Yeah, for sure.
And that is the key, put in the work.
Yeah. Me and Ingrid, we had to do the same thing last year. We had a couple of guys that they just didn't know how good they could be. They kind of saw themselves in one way, and we were like, no, you can expand your game to this and that. And I mean, the rest is history.
Indeed. Well, let's go ahead. Let's move to the next game here. We got the Seattle Orcas and San Antonio Stampede. Seattle winning that game 105-98. Let me get y'all thoughts about that one.
Raymond, you want to go first?
I guess I have to take it. Man, I am in love with San Antonio. I love the makeup of that team. They are an attack-first team. But Seattle, defense. And when you added that offensive production that they're getting, and especially when you're talking about points in the paint, Seattle beat them with the points in the paint. I'm talking about with the attack mentality that San Antonio has. With Tez, you have from Tez, you have what?
You got Island, you got
DR Island, the guys.
Yep.
I'm talking about this team, to me, got the makeup to beat a championship team, to beat a spoiler in the playoffs. But when you got a team that got that defense and put together the offense like Seattle's got, Seattle's gonna be hard to beat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's the thing right here that got me about this game right here. Their highest score of this game was Ethan Letterman with 29 points in the game,
Dang,
and he
I
was
forgot about Ethan.
he was
Woo.
he was hot that fourth
Yep.
quarter, and then those
Mhm.
last 4 or 5 minutes, they took him out of the game,
Yep.
and it's
Yep.
like Seattle just took everything from there. If a
Right.
man is this hot like this,
Superman, right?
yeah, I mean Ethan Letterman, he's been pretty good the past few weeks, if you ask me.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
he to me he deserves not to be coming off the bench. I think he needs to start at this point. I mean,
Mhm.
29 points in that game. He shot 63% from the field, 50% from the 3-point line. Ethan Letterman was hot in this game, and I think that was definitely a game changer with this game because I think they could have came back and beat Seattle if you ask me. If he would have
Mhm.
stayed on the
Mhm.
court, between him, Dior Island scoring 21 points, they could have won this game.
Mhm.
Which,
But when
Man.
you look at it, when you really look at it, when you're talking about Ethan Letterman scored 29 points, you got to look at it. You got to look at right there the bench points is at
Mhm.
43.
mm,
They only got really 14 points probably off the bench from their production
mm-hmm,
Right. And the
after
rest of the
Ethan
bench.
Letterman.
Mhm.
So that right there by itself hurt San Antonio.
yeah,
Mhm. Well, San Antonio. They're kind of running that platoon system with. I mean, a lot of teams are doing it this season, where you got pretty much like um I'm talking like Baltimore. You got Riggins coming off the bench. You got one, maybe your best or second best player coming off the bench to really just lead that second unit. And sometimes they get their points, but everybody else is not eating. And then when everybody else needs to eat in those crunch moments, they're kind of like they're just getting going, and it's too late. Um, but man, like you guys are saying, Seattle's defense, it travels. It certainly travels, and they're big. MC Williams. I mean, Shane Knox. When I say the name Shane Knox, he has taken strides this season. I mean, I've seen that guy gobble up more rebounds, putbacks than I think any other power forward, any other center in the league. It's craziness what they're doing. And then they got, like Raymond was saying, the added offensive production in Quan. And if Nick Hill can have a good game, you've got a recipe for a really, really, really dangerous team. Sometimes it's just their pace of play is so slow.
yeah.
Um, but
You know
I
who
agree
they
with y'all.
remind you of in a sense when it comes to the NBA teams.
I was thinking.
Do y'all remember the Memphis Grizzlies back in the
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
day when they played this tough nosed defense and they
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
played a slow paced offense?
Yeah.
Right.
That's Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That's it.
That's true.
That is
I mean,
absolutely it.
but I mean, I agree with y'all. I really do like San Antonio's team. I like the composition. I love Ted Green. I love Dior Island. They just kind of opened up the floor, and he can do whatever he needs to do. I love Biff. We talk about Biff all the time. He's taken
Yeah.
Oh, he
so
took
many
big
strides,
strides.
Yeah.
to get himself, I think, in the top four or top five options there. And so, um,
And running for
they have,
most improved too as well.
yeah, yeah, like they have, like I agree with Rain Man. They could play spoiler. I
Mm-hmm.
think I could see it like in the middle of the next half of the season, they could play spoiler and maybe knock somebody out, or get somebody off that line for making that wild card spot. But
Mm-hmm.
whew,
And then if you look at their division, like
mhm,
it's anybody's division right now.
true. Yeah, that's
Um,
true. That's
no
true.
offense, Rain Man.
No,
That's
no
it.
offense taken.
Because I mean, y'all are sitting at 4-3, and then Dallas, Vice City, and San Antonio is sitting at
They're
three and
all
four.
tied. Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's up for grabs. The Gulf Coast is definitely up for grabs. You know, I'm a big fan of the Riders and Flying Stallions in
oh,
that division, of
absolutely.
course. But this division is definitely up for grabs this season, and I got the feeling it's going to get very competitive going into the second half of the season as well.
Yeah, yeah, and I know we'll talk about Dallas later on with them shifting a few things. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, San Antonio's a tough team. They're a team that I remember us. I remember. I think this was the week that I kind of had to do more of the game plan,
Hmm.
and I remember trying to game plan against them. I'm like, man, I mean, they've got so many weapons, and um, it feels like okay, you got to try to take DeOr out of the way, but then Tess Green goes off, and then you still got to worry about Letterman, and then
Hmm.
I mean, they're a tough team, and yeah, I think some of these losses have kind of come down to. Let's see who else they have. They got Moore, Jason Snyder. Yeah, Snyder's had a good
Snyder.
season.
Yeah.
Jar Duncan, Devontae Duncan has also had a good season. He's seen a little bit step back in his production, but Percy Cooper's coming off the bench as well. I mean, I remember calling the games for this team last year, and
Hmm.
just they have so many guys. It's just I don't know if it's like a game plan thing, like you said. They took Letterman out at the end, and he was on fire. I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
Yeah, they
So
definitely like Letterman. He came in that fourth quarter and he came out hot in that fourth quarter. I think he
yeah,
hit maybe 7, 8 points in a row alone in that
yeah.
fourth quarter and like really started lighting up. And as soon as he got to where like he was on fire, it was time for him to come out the game.
Gotta have him come out. Yeah,
Hmm.
no. Sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
gotta ride that hot hand. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the coach in San Antonio will look at that and be like, I gotta trust some of these guys a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think it just comes down to the coach having faith in you, and sometimes you kind of get stuck into a system and not realize, oh man, you're right. Maybe Letterman should start.
Hmm.
Maybe that gives us a better advantage. So we'll
Hmm.
see moving forward. They're like you said, right in that hunt um, in the Gulf Coast division because it is a long jam.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. I'm happy y'all got that. I'm happy y'all got that advantage right now, Rayman. Cause, whew.
Yeah. And speaking on Seattle and everything, you got look at the dump. Just getting to the paint, 14-4,
Hmm.
and
My
just
God.
dumps. Okay, let's
Mm.
look at the threes that they took during this game.
Hmm.
They took 7 threes, made three, only three, but
Yep.
has a better percentage than San Antonio, which took 28 3-pointers
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
and made more at that, 13 of them.
Yep.
So you can see the game plan wasn't about, hey, let's take all our shots outside.
Right.
The
Hmm.
game plan was strictly about, hey, we know what we can beat San Antonio at. San
Mm.
Antonio has a weakness. Let's get them in the inside game.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree. Yep. And they did it to perfection. And like I said, Jim C. Williams, Shane Knox. Whew. Those two guys themselves. I know they got a third big out in Seattle, but I can't think of his name right now. But they have. I mean, it makes me think of the Pacific Division. Pacific Division, you have to have, you've got to have like an all-around big, and then you've also got to have like he's got to be defensive, he's got to get rebounds, and he's got to be able to score.
Right.
And Seattle made sure they have two of those, and then they also could get post play from Butch Harrison. I mean, Butch Harrison. Butch
Hmm.
Harrison can get in there. Coco Raccoon, he's your stretch four. I mean, and Medici. I could not remember Mario Medici. Wow.
Ooh,
Hmm.
Wow.
Mario Medici,
So,
yeah, he only had 4 points in the game,
yeah, but
but he got
I
six
mean,
rebounds.
they have a solid rotation. I'm looking at the minutes. Like, Medici gets 21.9 minutes a game. Jim C. Williams gets 21.6, so they're on a direct split there. And then Shane Knox kind of rotates in there, I think, at the power forward and the center spot. And then Coco Raccoon, I think they flex him at power forward and small forward. And then Butch Harrison can kind of play either power forward and center. I, I they I'm just the way that they built their team is get in the paint, get to your spot, do what you need to do, and then score. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like Rayman said, they found that weakness is, you know, San Antonio. I love them, but they're a little small. And I mean, they got Duncan down there, but backup big is I think a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
I look up there.
And actually, he had a good game too.
Yeah, who are you talking about again? I'm sorry.
I
The
look him up
rookie center.
because my computer, my laptop's so slow.
For San
I was
Antonio,
Yeah, for San
Yeah.
Antonio. I was
yeah,
hoping by the end of my sentence I would have it pulled
Tim
up. But
Tam
I'm like,
Mills,
oh,
5 points in the
and Tam Mills,
game.
yes, yes.
He 1 rebound, 3 assists.
Was it Tim
You
Tim
know,
Mills? Hold on. Who did they draft?
yeah, they drafted Tim
Tim
Tam
Tam
Mills.
Mills.
Yeah.
At 2?
That's
Let
the
me
only
see.
one I'm seeing here.
No, they moved back. No, my fault. San
Oh,
Antonio did move back in the draft.
yeah.
Yep. San Antonio moved back. Kentucky moved up. That's how Kentucky got that center. That's the center I'm actually really focused on talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Well, we're gonna keep it pushing here.
Oh yeah, because Peace is in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, Peace, where are you getting dinner at, man? I'm hungry too now.
So this is a
Woo.
perfect time. Normally we have a segment for this, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about it right now. Let's go to the next game. Albuquerque Martians, Vice City Kings. Albuquerque
Woo.
pulling it out 121 to 106.
Oh man,
Gamers, walk us through that, man.
Woo! I know that we spent I don't know how many hours working on this game plan. This kept us up at night, man. I could not sleep. I tossed and turned because on paper, Vice City looks one way, but then when you play them, you know that they play a whole different way, and that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
We knew that Vice City likes to try and score in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
That's their bread and butter. They still beat us in the paint by a whole lot.
Yeah, a whole lot.
A whole lot. But we knew we had to be semi-competitive in the paint, and then we knew we had to make our shots from outside. This game was slow. I think we slowed our pace. It felt like the pace was way slower than we're used to going.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that one person from Vice City was going to go off. I just couldn't exactly figure out who it was going to be. I was worried it was going to be Zima Blue. I figured they were going to use Marino a little bit more, and they did. And he started from the jump. I'm like, oh no, we about to be in for some bad news.
Mm-hmm.
But no, man. Like as I've said, I think this team this year is just calm. There's a calmness to us when we go down. When it gets nitty, when it gets gritty, we just stay calm, and you know that we believe in our system, and then the shots just started to fall at the end there. And I remember the announcer was like, it was a 4-point game, and then it turned into like 15-point game in like 2 minutes, maybe less. And it's like, okay, so we don't take anyone lightly, but we know Vice City, they were the shining city on the hill, season 1.
Yeah.
We know they still have the pieces there with Pedraza being the number 1 overall pick, and they have a lot of good pieces around him, and they've got a lot of forwards and slashers, and they can make shots. I mean, this was a very hard game plan to kind of get ready. I'm happy we pulled it out. Go ahead, Ingram.
Yeah, I know for me, when we went into this game, I was really focused on 2 people. That was Al Pedraza and King James II. Not knowing Shiloh Marino was going to come in the game, have 27 points, and play the way he did. Like, Shiloh Marino, he's the truth. So, hats off to him, man. Hats off to Vice City. But I must say, some of the guys, on our team who, has been trying to feel their way and get into the groove of things and what our system is in Albuquerque, they did pretty well. Correctional curator, 12 points in the
Oh,
game.
X
that
Factor.
5.
that
X
was
Factor.
the
Yeah, he surprised me. I'm not even gonna lie. He was even 100% from the 3 point line, making both of his 3 pointers. He played very well. Anthony Stover stepped up and played well with his 12
Yep.
points. Austin Willer, he played well. Had 4 points, but I mean he got 6 rebounds.
He makes winning plays, and
Yeah,
his defense has come so far. He knows kind of where to be on the court now.
yeah,
He Yeah, he's not always an offensive threat, but I mean he can get you a putback. He can get you a big time offensive board when you need one.
yeah,
And I mean I think his first season he was I don't know he I think he was just kind of figuring out how to be a center, and this year he really knows how to be a center, and it's just I'm
yeah,
proud of him
yeah,
because
yeah,
every game he makes winning plays. He'll get like I've seen games I think where he got like two big blocks back to back,
yeah,
or he'll grab a crazy rebound and pass it up court for you know easy lay. He just makes you have to find guys like that that can just make winning plays
yeah.
and know they're
And let me say this too, and I promise I'm not saying this just because he's in the chat. Jason Peace, man, he has evolved so much since last season.
Jesus.
Like the dude is unbelievable this season. Like even when we saw him in that first preseason game,
Oh
like
no,
I knew he was gonna be something
yeah.
special this season, and he has stepped up every game. I mean, the guy gets open for a three out of nowhere, and you know if he's wide open, about
It's
nine
going
times out
in.
of 10, it's
Yeah.
going in. So he's really stepped up. It's as far as myself, you know, hey,
Huge sign.
what can I say about myself, man? All I can
I
say
say,
is it's funny that I got gamers and Rain Man in here with me because I was actually thinking about retiring my player
what?
after last
I
season.
do remember that.
No.
I do remember that. You went through that whole phase. I
Yeah,
said,
I,
Ingram, calm down. You're gonna be the best player in the existence of Albuquerque Martian history. Okay, and you are well on your way to being an all-star as well as Peace. Both of you guys have put in the work and have done everything I've asked of you, and I've done everything you've asked of me. And I'm happy that you decided to not retire your player because I truly feel like you're going to be the reason we win a championship at some point.
hey, either me or Jason Peace, man. But hey, but
Hey,
look, not to put everything about us though.
oh,
Vice City,
yes, listen,
they have an amazing team over
woo,
there, man.
they really do, man.
They had me on the edge of my bed the entire game. And when I say the entire game, I mean the entire
Oh,
game,
no, yeah,
especially when they took the
entire
lead there
game.
in the fourth quarter. I
Mm-hmm.
but you know, I mean, like I said, Shallow Marino, he played very, very well with 25 points. Zima Blue, and like I said, I was really focused on, hey, we gonna stop Al Pedraza and King James, but you know, Vice he was like, y'all might stop these too, but Shiloh gonna step up and show y'all what we can really do, and he stepped up and he played a hell of a game, man. Him and Zima Blue, Dante
Yep.
Ali, he played well. He played great as well. Vice City is just a great team. Like if you look at teams in the GSB, they're one of those teams who like stand out um
Mm-hmm.
every season, especially season one when they won it all. So, you know, shout out to Vice City, shout out to the front office over there. But yeah, and I know we done said a lot about the game though, gamers, but I wanna, you know, send it over to Rain Man, see what he got to say.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, Ray, man. Tell us what you think about the amazing Albuquerque Martians.
All right, first, I want to sit there and say this. Vice City is like Mufasa or Simba. When they sit there and say, hey, Say that name again. Vice City. Woo! You just get scared. You know what I mean? So
Man.
Yeah.
Vice City is that team. Vice
Mhm.
City is not what you call a first half team. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? A first half team from the season. They're a second half team of the season. If you
Mhm.
look at last season, Vice City started off slow, but
Mhm.
they came strong in the end. So that's my intake on Vice City. They can start off losing right now, but in the end, I'm scared because
Right.
I'm one of them. I'm one of them little what you call it, hyenas. I'm the one going, ooh, every time I hear that name, Vice City. But
Oh,
And the
geez.
tingles too.
my intake of the game when it comes to y'all, when I looked at the game first, England actually started off very slow that game. It's like
Mhm.
he
Mhm.
didn't want to take the shot.
Yep.
But
I
you
agree.
had players that stepped up right in there. My sixth man of the year is going to contend with Fowler because
Mhm.
Fowler production has not fallen off if he was a starter or if he was coming off the bench like y'all got him. So I really like that. And when you think about when y'all got beat in the paint,
Mhm.
the paint is one thing, but y'all out rebounded them. Y'all kept them the first half. Y'all kept them off those second chance points, and that's what did it for y'all. Those second
Mhm.
chance points that Vice City is normally getting, they didn't really get it right there. They started that in the second half.
Oh,
So
thank Jesus.
so that right there made a big intake. And then who can stop Albuquerque from that 3-point line? I haven't seen a team yet this season that could beat y'all from that three. So if you can't press that 3-point line and force y'all to go to the inside, man, it is gonna be a hard and painful and slow game for the other
Mhm.
team. But I give my hats off to Albuquerque. You know how I feel about your team from the
Mhm.
beginning. So, man, hey, big ups. Like I say, I'm hoping to meet y'all somewhere in the middle, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir. I know. We done already had that conversation, so I'm hoping the
Yes,
same thing,
sir.
man. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's move forward here. Next game here, we got the Portland Pioneers and we got the Dallas Flying Stallions finally getting hot. Dallas is looking like
Oh,
Dallas beating the Portland
yes.
Pioneers 96-73. I'm interested in y'all opinion about this one because it's like, I mean,
I mean,
Dallas is hot right now.
it's becoming scary.
Oh,
It's I don't, you know,
I said that. They're coming really scary. They're
it's
coming that scary
becoming
team.
really scary. I'm starting to get scared for. I'm starting to get scared for all the hyenas out there, cause
Ooh,
Dallas,
Ooh.
Dallas is one of those teams. When you
yes.
say the Dallas Flying Stallions, I mean, we talked about this last season, and Pizzo let us know that if you start from a certain point in the GSP history, there's no team with a better record than Dallas. Now we can't really take into account this season because they've had a rough season, but they have found something, and their team has been shaken up, but they have, I mean, they are looking like vintage Dallas. They're making
Yes.
threes. They are getting rebounds. I mean, and this is scary because they don't even have Bear Johnson right now, and they're getting the same amount of rebounds that they were getting when they had him. So I don't even know who they have at center right now. I think
Nah.
they've got, you know, but whew, I mean, Dallas is catching fire, and if they keep it up, I mean, they could burn a hole in the league. To be honest, I mean, they are that dangerous. They have shooters all over the court. They have defense. They got Tavian Tyree, who is underrated as one of the better power forwards in the league. Just Blaze is doing everything that he wants. Pinkard,
Blazing.
I mean, Pinkard. Last year, you couldn't even ask me who Perry Pinkard was, but this year, this man is averaging 18.1 points a game. Okay. Cain and Abel is doing Cain and Abel things. He's looking like a superstar. They're getting production out of Cameron Kane, who I think was in Virginia last season,
He
Mhm.
was.
and I mean, so you know your team is good when you can take someone from a team that's not doing well, and then you can get them to shine in your system. So, I got to give shout out to B Harp and Pizzo and what they do over there. They got a
Mhm.
good organization. I love Jordan Danica. I mean, I know he's a rookie, but I've had talks with him. He's a great guy. Um, but I mean, and Cherie Jalot, I mean, they have the pieces, just like last season. They have the pieces necessary. Um, just, I think they are so good at adjusting. They're so good at saying, "Oh my, we tried this didn't work. Let's try something else." So for them to just be on this roll right now that we've seen, it looks like with a whole different game plan and moving pieces around and trying things until it works. And I mean, look at the assists; they had 30 assists to
13.
Portland's 13. Uh, Blocks 10. I mean, the defense has gotten so much better. The three pointing, I mean, the 3 pointers are already, they're starting to fall. I can't remember the first couple of games; they weren't making nearly that.
Mhm.
And it feels like they've doubled their production behind the arc in the last 3 to 4 games. And biggest lead for them was 27 against Portland Pioneers. It is one of the best defensive teams in the league. They were just scorching hot. They couldn't do anything to stop Dallas.
Mhm.
Oh,
I mean, what can you absolutely say about? I mean, like Dallas, they're getting hot at the right time in the season, going into the midway point here, All Star break. They're just a hot team. They're the
right.
team. They're the team that's I'm just probably gonna say it right here. I mean, they're probably one of the teams to beat right now. The way they've been playing
Mhm,
the last few weeks. As
mhm.
far as Portland, I mean, Portland has a great team. If you ask me,
Yeah,
Portland
yeah,
has a very good team. You got Slimer Puff and stuff. He's averaging
yep.
12 points a game. Tim
Yeah,
Savage,
he's been incredible.
yeah, yeah. Portland.
Um,
Yeah, I'm kind of still mad at Puff and stuff, but
Hmm.
I still give him his kudos right now. He did have a game.
Yeah.
Um, you got to think with Dallas from last year to this year. And I hate to keep bringing up season two and compared to season three,
Hmm.
but Dallas is doing what they're doing without Kenner. Kenner was
mhm,
that workhorse last year that
right.
that can hit any three. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? He hit threes like Al Ingram, you know. So
Mhm,
so they doing it without him this year. And it was readjusting losing two key players with Barrett
right.
Johnson and him. And for them right now to make this big push that they're making,
Hmm.
that's big. And if
Mhm.
when you watch the game, Portland did not stand a chance from the start of the game
Nope,
because
I agree.
Dallas was just that hot. Dallas took the lead and didn't even let Portland even sniff it.
Right.
They was just there. I'm sorry to say that, and no disrespect to Portland,
Right.
what I'm trying to say, but it's facts right now because
Right. No, I
they
agree.
took that lead and it was no looking back. I'm talking about they took I-75 and just took straight up that highway. So Portland didn't stand a chance from the beginning, but they played and they stayed in that game as long as they
Mm,
can.
Yeah.
right,
And
right.
if you look at it, also besides the assists, the rebounds, they in the 3 pointers, it really wasn't no big gap between the stat line.
Hmm.
But Portland just had that's their bad game. Everybody has
Yep.
some games, and
Hmm.
they had theirs that game.
Indeed, indeed. Well, let's go on ahead and head to the next game here. Those of y'all who wondering who just joining us, y'all are watching the Mission to Mars Y'all are watching and listening to Mission to Mars podcast. Al Ingram the third in the booth. We are Bad Gamers, Rain Man, running y'all through the week. I hate to do this to you, Rain Man, but we're gonna talk about this next, man.
I really was hoping that was gonna be the last thing we got to talk about. My phone was gonna die.
I hate to do it to you, man, but let's go ahead and run through it. Ohio, New Orleans. New Orleans not able to pull this off. Ohio does 102-99. Um, what do you got to say about this game, Raymond? And we're gonna start with you because it y'all had enough time at the end there, but that illegal screen at the end, I think.
Hey,
But what you got to say about it?
man, first of all, I heard that ref was running to his bus at the end of the game. Hey, I'm just saying, you ain't heard it from me, but I'm just saying. He was running for the bus. But the intake on the game, I'm going to give it all to Ohio. They had a better game plan. So what they did, coming off the bench, just bench production only. And we turned around and had 99, and they had 61 points off the bench. That's telling you something right there.
Right.
So one, we could not stop the backdoor strings at all. Period. Point blank. We could not stop that. Their picks was impeccable to get past. So man, Ohio did something that ain't too many teams did to us this season. And it took me a long time because I had to go back over this game and over this game. Oh, let me say it one more time. And over this game to see what did we do wrong? Where did we come at wrong there? And I couldn't even find nothing. I couldn't find nothing that we came up wrong in this game because the game plan we put in, it played out to perfection.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio just came out with, honestly, a better game plan, and they knew exactly how to stop us at the right times. I'm saying if you can go down and look at all the stats from the game right now, and it just goes up and down because both teams played their heart out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This was a very, very good game, especially for Brendan Gaucher. I mean, 23 points. The guy played amazing during this game. It definitely came down to the wire. I can see why the refs was running after the end of that game though, because if I would have gotten a legal screen called on one of my players after that, during that game, that last like pivotal moment of that game, I would have been pissed. I probably would have been thrown out the arena because of that game.
Oh, a chair on the court and everything.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, y'all played amazing, and I mean, just leading Ohio, of course, Muddy Blunt. He's been amazing these past few weeks. I think he's in the talk for MVP. He played amazing. 17 points. What else? 17.6 assists. Scout Mitchell played amazing, 15 points. Shot 50% from the field. It was definitely a down to the wire game, and I honestly thought y'all was gonna get them. But y'all are a great team, Ray. Man, that's the truth. Y'all are a great team.
It's a damn good team.
Yeah.
And I like what you said, Ray, man. You guys ran your stuff to perfection. It's just like Ohio just had a little bit something extra. I don't know. Because I remember watching this game and it was close. It was back and forth, and it's kind of like Ohio just kind of had that weird run. I think it was at the end. I don't remember everything. But it was one of those situations where I feel like, without that call, New Orleans could go on a run and win it. It just, the universe is weird. It's like
it is. And you gotta look at everything. Everything has to have an X factor. There's an X factor on every team, and their X factor this week was Muddy Blunts.
Yeah.
Muddy Blunts and Gaucher, I feel like they must have some type of vendetta against each other because they went back and forth with each other. Oh, you hit a three? Watch what I can do. They went back and forth with each other that game. Another thing that I look at when it comes to Noya, um, every loss that they took this season, they're in every single game.
Mm-hmm.
Oakland 3, lost by 3. Portland lost by 1, and another game in Ohio lost by 3. So they're in every single game that they're lost. It's just something about the losses that we took and everything. So, but I'm still I still got high hopes. I want to win this division. I am going to win this division. I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to win this division.
Put it out there. Manifest it. Manifest it.
Yeah.
So when it all comes down to it, the playoffs gonna have to run through Noya when it comes down. And I'm making a bold statement right now. And don't put me on air if this bold statement don't come true.
Hey, where there y'all have it right there. That's what it's gonna be then. But let's move on ahead to the next game. I know the next game, basically in order would be Boston and New York, but we're holding off on that one since that was the game of the week. So we're gonna move over that game real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and go to Oakland Otters versus the Baltimore Constellation. Oakland pulling it off 105 to 90. Gamers, let's start with you on this one. What you think?
Another lion, another king of the jungle here. This game should have been the game of the week. No offense to the game of the week. I mean, this game felt like the game of the week is what I'm saying. You know, you had the defending champs taking on the number one team in the preseason, you know, in the ranking index. Baltimore has been unstoppable. Oakland said enough about Baltimore. We are the defending champs for a reason. This game was fun to call.
Yeah.
Actually, Raymond, I think about exactly what you said for y'all's game. It felt like both teams executed their game plan perfectly. I just think Oakland's defense showed up when it needed to in the key spots. They were able to slow down Huxley. They were able to slow down Riggins just enough for it to open up more room for Stank to come in and just do Stank things. And Stank is back. I mean, those couple of games that Oakland lost, I think Stank was way under what he's usually doing, and they've been spreading the ball out so much. I mean, I don't know how many. I'm guessing KT must have like the bailout badge on Stank because there's so many times where Stank is about to go up and dunk or bit a layup, and then he'll just pass the ball out to somebody who misses a shot for some. I don't know what's going on with their game plan, but they were just showing all these flashes, but now they're starting to put games back together again, and they beat Baltimore where it hurts. They beat them in the paint. They said we don't care about Jamal Davis being all this talk of defensive player of the year. We don't care about Thomas LeClaire. We don't care about Romero, Quintero, whoever you put in the paint. We're going to go at them with Dan Gleasack. We're going to go at them with Devon Storm. We're going to go at them with Skylar Stevens. We're going to go at them with Jason Bourne. And Stank is going to go in the paint. He's going to do what he wants. You can put Riggins on him. You could put Arthur Morgan on him. You could put, whoever you want on him, and he's still going to get points. And I think that's Oakland Otters basketball. And Baltimore's basketball is we're going to slow the game down. We're going to try and force you to play perfectly. You have to make your shots, because if you miss shots, we're going to get rebounds and we're going to score in transition on you. We're gonna get our rebounds. We're gonna make sure our bench gets involved, and we're gonna try and keep the game as slow and close as possible, and then beat you in the end by just playing smart basketball. Because Luke is behind all this, so it's got to be smart. It's got to be intellectual. So, no, I don't know. I don't remember who I had predicted to win this game. I felt like my gut said it would be Oakland. My head said it would be Baltimore, but it felt like Oakland just they're one of those teams, man. And the Pacific, the Pacific Division is just it's different. It's like when people talk about the SEC and stuff. It's just different. So, um, this was a good. It was a fun game to call. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
ranting.
Oh no,
Y'all
you
go.
good, you good, you good. Rain Man, let me get your thoughts, man.
Man, I talked to a source this week, and I can't say the source name. Um, so I was like, man, what was the game plan? Like, man, what was the intake that y'all had on Baltimore? And it reminded me what he said was, y'all seen that episode of Fresh Prince of Bel Air when they were playing basketball here in McCartan? They said, what's the game plan? Give it to Will.
Mm-hmm.
It was give it to Stank.
Yeah,
Give it to Stank.
definitely.
Stank did everything this game. I'm talking about Stank. Stank came in. I don't care where you did guard him at. You say, hey, let me take the perimeter away from him. Take it away. He'll just come down the lane and dunk on you. You know. So when it comes down to Oakland, Oakland now starting to look. That game right there made me realize season 2 Oakland. I forgot all about. I thought Oakland actually fell off the map.
Yeah.
They came back this game and showed season 2 Oakland. And it was like, oh my God, is this what we got to look forward to right now?
Yeah.
And then when you look at Baltimore, and Oakland did something good. I mean, very good. First half of the game, they took Wiggins out. Wiggins started off getting his points from the free throw line.
Right.
It was that second half that actually Wiggins came and said, you know what? They're only going to put a hacky sack on me to keep me away from certain areas. So now I'm just going to have to play every position, every way, and play my heart out. And he came